What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, the brother, Robert Mason, coming through once again with a donation to the channel. I believe this is via the PayPal. Much respect to the brother for showing love to the channel. Salute to you. So, it always frustrates me when I see supposed black leaders who are puppets of the Democratic Party, who will talk about what the Republican Party has not done for African Americans, right? And of course they haven't done anything for us, and we shouldn't vote for them. But why would you expect a party where, generally speaking, still less than 10% of us vote for them? We're not part of their constituency. We're not part of their apple cart, right? So why would they do something for us? So why do we expect a party who we don't supply votes for to do something for us, but the party that we've been voting for nearly as a monolith since the Civil Rights Movement, we don't expect anything from them. We just show up to the polls and vote for whoever name is in front of that worshipped, glorified letter D. But I'm trying to get this message across that we don't have any friends in politics. That both sides, the left and the right, service and are at the bidding of the dominant class in our society. So, New York Governor Kathy, I think her name is Kathy Hochul. Now, she of course succeeded Governor Cuomo after his scandal. She was the lieutenant governor. But Kathy Hochul, no, it was actually Kathy Hochul. I've always had problems with her last name. Sometimes I think it's Hochul, but it's Hochul. So, New York Governor Kathy Hochul, who's a Democrat, and I believe a liberal Democrat, right? Well, she vetoed a bill before Christmas that would have made it easier for people who have pled guilty to crimes to challenge their convictions, a measure that was favored by criminal justice reformers but fiercely opposed by prosecutors. The excuse was that the bill's sweeping expansion of eligibility for post-conviction relief would have upended the judicial system and create an unjustifiable risk of flooding the courts with frivolous claims, as if the court isn't already flooded to the brim with frivolous claims. The bill, which was passed by the legislature in June, would have expanded the types of evidence that could be considered proof of innocence, including video footage or evidence of someone else confessing to a crime. That all sounds reasonable, doesn't it? Let me read that again. The bill, which was passed by the legislature, the state legislature in June, would have, and it's the New York State Legislature, would have expanded the types of evidence that would be considered proof of innocence, including video footage or evidence of someone else confessing to a crime. Arguments that a person was coerced into a false guilty plea would have also been considered. Now, why would she veto this? Because we always talk about the criminal injustice system, right? And oftentimes, law enforcement, because they're just trying to they're trying to often close cases, sometimes browbeat individuals into pleading guilty for crimes that they haven't committed. sometimes it's a situation where they figure, well, if I try to beat the rap, I don't have a good lawyer. I can't afford a good lawyer. My chances of beating the conviction are terrible, even though I know I didn't do this. So let me just plead guilty and try to get a leaning, some type of leniency. These things happen. We know all the atrocities that have happened when it comes to decisions, as far as not just black people, but generally, I would say even poor people. We're at a disadvantage. When I say we, I'm not poor anymore, but saying I've been poor for a lot of my life, so I know what it's like. And even then, I'm still black, so it is what it is. Poor people, minorities, black people in particular, the criminal justice system does not service us. So you would think this liberal, who's supposed to be on our side, would side with a bill, would sign a bill that would help black people. But she doesn't. She vetoes a bill that sides with the prosecutors. This is another example of why I don't understand our unwavering loyalty to the Democratic Party. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. The way things are set up, in my opinion, is that when you look at the loopholes in the 13th and 14th Amendments, the loophole for slavery, legal slavery in this country, is imprisonment. And look, I'm not saying we don't have problems in our community. We do. The culture, which to me has pretty much been dominated by the entertainment industry and those who are in power, the influencers, they have a negative influence in our community. So I'm not trying to give everybody a blanket victim slate. No. Accountability, yes, absolutely. However, it doesn't help when you have a criminal injustice system, which has been in place and still is in place, which generally gives people, the darker they are, let's be honest, harsher sentences. I mean, look, this woman that just got out of prison, I think she had been in prison for 7 years. She took life of her mother, like almost 10 years ago. People, I think her boyfriend killed, I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but I remember reading about it a couple days ago. People are looking at her as if she's a victim. Now, her mother did do some terrible things as far as psychologically torturing the girl. But at the same time, she did off her own mother via the boyfriend. And then I'm looking at TMZ following these people as if they're regular celebrities, talking about, oh, well, maybe she'll get to see Taylor Swift soon. What the fuck is that? But Ja Morant is a criminal for waving a gun? Are you serious? She had her own mother killed. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, these politicians do not have our best interests at heart. They don't. Whether it's on the right or on the left, they all serve the dominant class in this society. Period. And they'll talk a good game. The Democrats will talk a good game, but they don't do anything substantive. The Biden administration has not done anything substantive for the black community. And the funny thing about it is, they're to the point where they'll straight up say it. They're straight up tell us. They're not going to do anything for us. And we still come out there and vote for them. It's foolish. So yeah, man, at the end of the day, I'm just putting out there that I'm not telling anybody not to vote, but the way I'm feeling right now, I'm not voting. I gotta see what RFK Jr. talking about. I might look at the Green Party, maybe. But right now, I'm not voting, man. It's a point. It's wait. It's really pointless at this point, man. It's pointless. You know, both parties serve the ruling class. Doesn't matter who's in the White House. You know what I'm saying? If Trump is in the White House or Biden in the White House, ain't nothing gonna change. Now, I'm not telling people who to support and who to vote for, but from my opinion, it don't matter who's in the White House. So that's all I got to say about this, man. Read about this on your own time, but it doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense that if someone comes into possession of videotape which helps to exonerate them, or audio which helps to incriminate someone else for the crime that they're serving, for the crime that they're serving time for which they didn't commit, you're not going to make any changes? Nah.